Your past can still hold a lot of power over you that can affect you from moving forward, from doing the things that you want to be doing. Now, have you ever thought that your past is kind of catching up with you, where you're wanting to do something, but you thought about what happened in the past and now all of a sudden you're holding yourself back from actually doing it? Or even all these ups and downs that you've experienced in the past, whether it was hardship, disappointments, heartbreak, agony, all of those different things, all these wounds from the past tend to still linger. You may think that you have dealt with them, you have worked through them, you have put them aside, but you see, the thing is, all of these past experiences that you've had, they're still stored within your energetic makeup. They're then coming to the forefront when you least expect it. Whenever you're trying to step outside of your comfort zone or trying to do something that you would really like to do, but then all of a sudden something happens deep within you and the past kind of repeats itself, or the past experience kind of knock on the door like, hey, don't do that. So your past still can hold a lot of power over you and even hold you back and get in your own way of doing the things that you would like to be doing, moving out of your comfort zone and moving forward and creating the life that you would like to create. Now, because it is so important to heal and release those ties to your past, the emotional charge to that are still ingrained deeply within you, I would like to share with you in this video 6 easy and simple tips or strategies that you can do to start self-healing yourself, to start releasing the past, releasing the pains and the disappointments and all of those negative attachments that you still hold to whatever happened in the past. So stay tuned. Hello there, beautiful soul. I'm Kay Sanders, transformational coach and divine messenger, here to help awakening souls on their spiritual awakening journey to really awaken more gracefully, to awaken to their power within so they can create more success, abundance, and freedom in their life, all will make a bigger impact in the world. Now, if you're new to this channel, if you are on your spiritual awakening journey and you're looking for some guidance, then I want to invite you, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification so you will be notified whenever I release new content. But now, going back to what I was just saying about healing the past. Now, healing the past is really, really powerful because you want to cut the cords to all that is still affecting you from moving forward. Whether it is you had a really bad breakup when you were younger and you lost your true soul, right? Your true love. And now you're maybe afraid of putting yourself out there again. Or maybe you have done something in the past and you felt you had a major so-called failure and massive disappointment. So now you may play small and you're not putting yourself out there either. You're not doing the things that you would like to be doing because you're afraid of what might happen. Or maybe you're afraid of the unknown. It doesn't matter, but there's so many things that happen, as we're growing up. I mean, we all have our fair share of disappointments, heartaches, agony, hardship, and those type of things. But the thing is, in order to really move forward, we have to release them. We have to clear out the negative energy, because anything negative that happened in the past, you may think you have dealt with it, you may think you have put it aside, but the thing is, if you think about it and it still somewhat affects you, it still feels not so good when you think about it. It still feels, maybe even has a little punch, or maybe you don't even want to think about it because it's still somewhat painful. You see, the thing is, you just not thinking about it or you putting aside is not letting it go, because the energy, you're still energetically attached to whatever happened in the past. And that's what needs to be cleared. That's what needs to be healed so you can move forward. And it's not about forgetting what happened. It's about just releasing the negative charge, the negative attachment that the past still holds on to you at this time. Because it is very difficult for you to move forward and do the things that you would like to be doing if there's still something from the past holding you back. And like I said, we all have our fair share of experiences that may not seem very big of a deal at this time when you're thinking about it. But if there's still somewhat of a negative attachment to it, believe me, it will come up one way or another. No matter what you're doing to move forward, the past tends to kind of get in your way. It throws those little rocks between you, before your feet, right? So you can trip over that and whatnot. And if it's something major you want to do, well, then it's going to be that big boulder that's coming and it's knocking you off your feet. And that's usually because deep within you, there is that security mechanism that then kicks in when you're trying to do something, but you've had a really bad experience in the past, that you self-sabotage yourself. So, and even maybe your feelings of maybe I'm not worthy, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not lovable, all of those different things. And usually that happens, that comes from something that happened in the past. Because, well, let's face it, when we're born, we're a clean slate, right? We don't believe in lack and limitation, and we don't have doubt, we don't have fears, none of that stuff, right? Because we're a baby, we haven't learned anything. But as we're growing up, then we're learning all these different things. We're experiencing all these things. That is being imprinted into us, into our energetic makeup. So whenever you then all of a sudden try to do more, be more, step outside of your comfort zone, do something that maybe you've never done before, that's quite scary, but even though you know this is the right thing for you to do, well, guess what? That's usually when the past is knocking on the door like, hey, I'm still here. So we want to clear that. Now, like I said, in this video, I want to share with you 6 simple steps that you can take to start self-healing yourself from the past, to really cut the cords, to release the negative energy, because we want a clean house. We don't want to take with us what we don't need anymore, right? And you can't do anything about the past. I mean, the past is in the past. They haven't invented, time machine yet. And even if they would, the thing is, I truly believe that everything that happens in your life, it happens for a reason. It happens to your highest and greatest good, and I get it. Please bear with me here. I know you're probably saying, why would all that I'm experiencing, why would that be to my highest and greatest good? But there is a lesson there. There's a gift in everything that you're experiencing. The good, the bad, the ugly, even the devastating things. There is a gift within that challenge. Oftentimes, things happen to help us course correct, to help us find our path, to help us realize if we're off path, and also for us to learn what we need to learn in order to step into what we're here to do, or also to help us awaken, right? So usually, even when you have a spiritual awakening, usually something quite intense happened that kickstarted that spiritual awakening. Now, the event that happened may have been very, very devastating, because I mean, that's usually what happens when you have a spiritual awakening, or that kickstarts that spiritual awakening. But then long term, if you're looking back, that event had to happen for you to have your spiritual awakening, for you to help you find your path. So everything that happens in your life, even the good, even the bad and the ugly things, they're happening for a reason. They're happening to your highest and greatest good. But what we don't want is keep the stuff with us. We don't want to keep dragging the old stuff with us. We want a clean house. We want to take out the garbage, right? We want to take out all the negative energy, the negative charge, all the negative stuff attached to what happened. Like I said, it's about taking the life lesson, taking whatever you were meant to learn from them, but letting go of the negative, the negative feelings, the agony, the pain, and all of that. So what can you do to start self-healing that? The first step is you want to become aware. Become aware of your beliefs, your doubts, your fears, those past memories that are still affecting you. Because becoming aware is really important. That's like the first step in healing something. Because if you're not aware, well, you can't do anything about it, right? But when you take the time to really become aware of what is holding you back, you can maybe, let's say, take an area of your life right now where you want to improve something on. And you then want to then become aware of what is really holding you back from doing that. And then you want to dig deeper, which then brings me to the second step, is you want to write down anything that you can remember. Like I said, focus on one area, because if you focus on all areas of your life, it's going to be too overwhelming. It's going to be too much. So ideally focus on one area. Start with one area, the one area where you think that if you would make adjustments in that area, would bring you the biggest results, the biggest breakthroughs. Because also, when you work on one area of your life, it ripples out. It will affect all other areas of your life. So let's say finances. Let's say financially you're really struggling, and that's the one area you would like to improve. Now, if you're thinking about it, when you improve your finances, that ripples out into all other areas of your life, because then your health gets better because, well, you're not stressed. so much no more, right? You have more money to buy healthier foods, right? You then don't have to argue with your loved ones because, you know, money is short and stuff. So you then also get to do more things that you haven't been able to do, right? So more fun things. So as you can see, one area of your life can ripple out in all these other areas. So focus on one area. So if you want to take finances, we can definitely do that. But become aware that what's going on, and then the second step is write down anything that comes to mind. Any experiences that you had from the past. Now, what I do with my clients is I have them go year by year. So go back as far as you can. Start with 1 year, when you were 1 year old. And I get it. You probably say, well, I was a baby. I don't remember anything. But please, try this exercise. You'd be surprised what comes up. So you go 1 year at a time. You write down, okay, what do I remember about money? So if we're sticking with the area of money, think back. What have I experienced around the area of money? Well, did my parents always fight around money? Did I wanted some? Well, okay, as a 1 year old, you probably didn't want anything. But what did you experience? What was your lifestyle like? Were you maybe cold because you didn't have enough blankets or whatnot? It doesn't matter. What do you remember around the area of money? And then go year by year. Then think 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Go all the way up to however old you are right now. What do you remember around money? What situations? What did you experience around money? Like maybe someone stole money from you, or maybe a friend of you had really taken advantage of you and took money from you, or maybe your parents didn't have enough money to buy you that one thing that you really wanted. It doesn't matter what it is. And I want to invite you, please don't push anything aside, because if it comes to your awareness, if you're thinking about it, if you're remembering it for a reason. I truly believe, and that's one of the things my guys always share with me, is whatever comes to your awareness is now ready to be worked on, to be released, to looked at, or to do something about it, okay? It's now ready to do something about it. So it doesn't matter how insignificant it may seem, write it down. Even if you have 10 pages, it doesn't matter. Write down as much as you can, but don't do it with judgment, okay? Don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, but just write everything down. Be completely detached. Just write down whatever comes up for you. So then when you have that list, so you just do it until you feel like, okay, I'm done for right now. I feel complete for this time. Now, you may also then rinse and repeat this process, by the way, too, because as you release certain things, then it's like peeling back the layers of an onion. You peel one layer back, and then maybe you uncover more that you were not ready to uncover at this time. So this process I'm sharing with you, these 6 steps, you can rinse and repeat them whenever you want to go deeper and heal and clear more, because whatever comes to your awareness right now is ready to be released at this time. But then maybe you give it a week and you go back to it, and then you may have other things that come up, right? So when you have your list, the next thing you want to do is, and that's the healing part, what you do is you just tune in. You want to go somewhere where you can be undisturbed, by the way, and just close your eyes and tune in. You really want to get out of your head, and you want to drop into your heart. When you feel centered and in alignment and maybe even grounded, what you want to do is you want to take your papers, and then one by one, you want to look at the first thing that you've written down, and you really tune into that. Think about how did it make you feel. Really put your attention onto whatever you have written down. Now, I'm not saying dissect it and analyze it. No, I'm saying put your attention onto it. And then what you can do is use Ho'oponopono. That's Hawaiian mantra. It's very simple. I'm about to share it with you. It's very simple to heal and release the negative energy. Because like I said, it's not about rewriting the story or forgetting about what happened or even forgiving anyone. It's about just releasing the negative tension that whatever memory you have written down still holds onto you. Because if you've written it down, there's still some negative charge around. So tune into that. Tune into whatever came up. Then you close your eyes, and then you can repeat Ho'oponopono out loud. And I know it's a tongue twister, right? You can repeat it out loud or in your mind. I like to just do it in my mind. I just focus on whatever you've written down and just repeat, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Now, the trick with this is you want to do it with feeling. Not just repeating, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, but really say it with feeling. Put your intention behind it, that as you're repeating this mantra, your intention needs to be that you want to heal and release whatever is asking to be released. And you just repeat that mantra until you notice that shift. So when you're feeling like something releases, and you will know whenever it released, whenever you have accomplished that shift, whenever you healed that negative charge, whenever you release that, because that's what Ho'oponopono does. It heals and releases that negative charge that is attached to whatever's holding you back. So then you go to the next line, the next thing you've written down. Do the same process. You do that for each item you've listed. Now, I get it. If you have like 10 pages, you may want to do that in stages, because doing this healing and releasing, it's taxing. You may start yawning, you may start burping, you may start having all kind of things going on. You may even start crying. That's part of the release. Don't resist it. Just allow it. That's what I'm saying. Do it somewhere where you can be undisturbed. But repeat it for each item you have listed until you feel complete for that particular time. You want to then go back, you can then go back and do it again, continue working on your list at a later time. But all you gotta do is just tune in, repeat the mantra, and I'm gonna share it again. It's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's that simple. So you repeat that phrase as often as you feel needed until you feel that inner shift. That's how you release it. Then when you feel complete, when you've done everything, when you've gone through your list or you went as far as you can, what you want to then do is, before you completely finish this, you want to then look over the items that you've gone through. And you may even scratch them out, the ones that you have worked on, and see, is there still feeling attached to it? Is there still something going on? And then you can either then make a note to it that no, there's still something there, so you can get back to it later, because the Ho'oponopono, it's still going to continue. It's still going to release, you know. So you may give it some time, because then you want to integrate as well. So give it a couple of times, a couple of days before you get back. But then revisit what you have worked on to see, is there still some emotional charge there? If it is, just continue doing it. Continue until it is gone. Now, if you feel that there's some resistance around, you can ask, well, what am I resisting? Why am I holding on to that? And what is maybe the deeper root cause behind this? Because what you've written down may not even be the root cause behind it, the emotional charge, the emotional attachment. So you can investigate more, because with awareness comes the power of choice. Then you can do something about it. But this is really powerful. And we're just at step number 3 here, okay? So, and by the way, if you've gotten some value out of this video already, please do me a favor and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. But so now these are the first 3 steps of the self-healing process. Now the 4th one is, when you are done, you then want to write about your feelings. Whatever comes up for you, your feelings, your emotions, write about it. Because oftentimes when we're just thinking about what happened in the past, we may not realize what was truly going on. So when you then allow yourself to just write in your journal, or even just some regular papers that you know, they're not attached to your, because there's another step to this, but you want to write it where you can then have loose papers. Okay, so just bear with me here. So write everything down. You can, if it's a specific person that you feel negatively about, write a letter to them. Now, you're not going to send it to them, okay? But maybe write to them what you were never able to really say to them. And in these, whatever you're writing down, I mean, be as blunt as you have to. Write whatever you feel called to, and you want to do it with intention that as you're writing, you're releasing. You're releasing even more. It's about that emotional charge. So if you have to cuss in that, go for it. If you have to, you know, yell at them, write all caps, do that. Write whatever you feel called to write. Because this is about healing and releasing. If you have to cry at it, do that too. It's perfectly fine. But write about your feelings and emotions, about whatever is coming up for you. Write as much as you can. Then when you're done with that, and we're moving into step number 5. You want to then burn the papers. Now, before you do, you may want to do an X on all the pages, right? Make a big X on all the different pages, because you want to cancel that, right? You want to release that. and then burn the papers. Now, but please do that safely. If you can go outside, do it outside, or if you're doing it in an apartment, be sure that you're just safe. You're not burning down your house. Go into the sink, or have a dish that where you can burn the papers or whatnot, or you can also shred it as well. But the point here is, as soon as the papers are shredded and burned, you want to then take them out, either bury them in the ground or take them out into the trash. You don't want to keep them in the house. But as you are burning or shredding the papers, you want to then really be intentional about it too, and intend that with the shredding, with the burning, you are releasing it. It's more of a symbol of you releasing it. So really put an attention behind it that you want to release it. Very powerful. And then the sixth step, that's, I think, the most beautiful one, is decide what you want instead. Now, you've already realized what you don't like and all the negative things or whatnot. Now you want to replace it with the positive, because you can't just take out the negative and release the negative without replacing it with someone. Think of it as like when you take out the trash, you're not just going to not put a new trash bag in there, right? You're putting in a new one. I mean, I know it's a weird analogy here, but it's the same thing. You want to take out your trash, all the negative, to then replace it with the positive, something clean, a clean slate, right? So think about, what do you want instead? If up until this point you were held back because you were afraid that something would happen because, whatever you experienced in the past, well, now what do you want instead? Maybe you want to be courageous. You want to be in your power and really do what your heart is calling you to do. Whatever it is, get clear on what is it that you want instead. Write it down too. Set clear intentions of what it is that you want moving forward. So you see, this is a very simple 6-step process that you can do anytime you want. Whenever you're feeling held back and blocked and you're feeling resistance and you want to do more, be more, have more, and maybe make a bigger impact, but you feel like there's something holding you back. These 6 steps are so easy to do, and you can do them whenever you feel you need that, whenever you want to heal and release something. And for deeper healing, if there's something that's really just so stuck, and also some quick healing that doesn't require to go through these 6 steps, you can also take a listen to the video that I recently released. It's a deep healing and cleansing light language. It's about releasing the past to allow in the new. So the link will be in the description. Also, you can click the card here as well. I highly recommend take a listen to that. Now, you don't necessarily need to know what it is that you want to release. The intention of the light language transmission is to heal and release whatever is now asking to be released, whatever is now ready to be released. So the guides will just kind of go in and heal whatever is now ready to be released. So okay, ideally it would be great if you know what it is that you want to release, but even if you're not quite sure yet, or maybe you're even in resistance of really doing this work, because it can happen. It happened to me before too, where I was actually in resistance of looking at something because I felt like I didn't want to open up Pandora's box. Perfectly fine. Go listen to that video, listen to that light language transmission about healing and releasing. It's going to heal and release some of the layers, so then maybe you feel more inclined to move forward, to uncover what's holding you back. But really a powerful light language transmission that's really going to help you clear out whatever is now ready to be cleared out, so you can really start moving forward and letting go of that past. And you can re-listen to that light language as often as you want, whenever you're noticing that you're feeling a little stuck, or even if you're doing those 6 steps that I just mentioned to you and you still feel like that there's something that's holding you back. Use your list. Use your list and then really go through it. And for that, you can actually then look at a couple of things and then put your attention on those things. Like you can maybe bundle them, whatever is somewhat in alignment that kind of can go together. Just put your attention on the overall things that you want to release, and then listen to the light language, and then we'll clear whatever needs to be cleared as well. So it can assist you in your healing and releasing. But now when I invite you to do something bold, are you ready for that? Okay, so leave a comment below with a statement. I hereby declare to release my past, to heal what is now ready to be healed and released, so I may move forward, empowered and courageous to do what I'm meant to do. Now, I also put the comment below so you can just copy that as well. But doing that will make a statement to the universe that you're now ready to release whatever you need to release, whatever is really standing in your way of moving forward, of doing what you're here to do. So I want to really invite you, be courageous, and copy that phrase that I put in the description below and put it as a comment. That will then make the statement to the universe that you're now ready to release it. Okay, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you did, please do me a favor, hit the like button. And also, please be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can get notified whenever I release new content. And also be sure to check out the light language video that I mentioned to you about healing the past to allow in the new. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazing, abundant, successful day. Namaste.